What's up everybody? How's your day going? Welcome to the channel. I'm Tyler, and today we're going to be going over Red Dead Online's hunting themed role, the Trader role. At the end of the video, you'll have learned how, where, and why you'll be setting your camp up in certain locations, things you can do to help maximize profits and enjoyment, all while minimizing grinding, the best ways to hunt, what animals, weapons, and tricks you should be using and looking out for, as well as a complete and expansive knowledge of the role rewards up to level 20, and hopefully the role itself. First things first, your camp. You can't trade if you don't have your camp in working order, or if you don't have your camp at all. Your camp is your base of operations for the trader role. Run by yourself and Crips, your business partner, you enter the world of trading animal parts. Now, there are many locations you can place your camp, several of which have been tried and tested to be good for hunting. In the gameplay video in the background, you may notice that my camp is located in the Heartlands, because I enjoy this location the most personally. However, it isn't perfect. Let's dive into why exactly that is. First off, when looking for a suitable camp location, you've got to think of your own playing style as well as the actual decency of said location. Does it have many animal spawns? Are there good animals that spawn there, which we will talk about shortly? Is it a player hotspot, meaning high traffic with other users who may wish to do you and your business harm? How does the location look? All of these things should factor into where you choose to place your camp. It should be noted that this is purely my own opinion, albeit educated. I don't personally like the New Austin or desert area at all, but if you enjoy that style of location, don't let me or others stop you. Each region or state in the game has great locations for this role. In the end, it is all for your personal preference. If you'd like a more in-depth guide as to the specific locations, let me know in the comments. I'm only scratching the surface here, but it is certainly enough to help you make a decision. Locations I would recommend are Tall Trees, Heartlands, Bayou Noir, the Great Plains, Cumberland Forest, and potentially Amberino, although the latter is debatable. All of these locations have amazing animal spawns. Of overall looks, Amberino, Tall Trees, and Cumberland Forest are my personal best bets, as I love the feeling of looking out at rolling mountains, wide rivers, and tall trees. The Great Plains, as you could imagine, are quite open and sometimes dull. However, if this does not bother you, the plains are an amazing hunting location. Bayou Noir is located in a swamp in Lemoyne, which I don't enjoy, however some may, and the sheer amount of animals, namely alligators, that spawn there are very, very good for the trader role. Places you should be wary of include the Cumberland Forest and the Heartlands, which are in close proximity to the town of Valentine. The town of Valentine is a very high griefer traffic area and is generally prone to griefer attacks. Keep in mind that locations are not always directly adjacent to the town. There are some Heartlands locations very, very far away from Valentine, even almost touching Emerald Station. Tall Trees and Great Plains are close to Blackwater, which has a high player density. However, and this is anecdotal, I am generally left alone in Blackwater. On occasion, I will hear explosions only a street or two away, but if I maintain that 1 or 2 street distance, 99% of the time I remain unscathed. Bayou Noir is close to Saint Denis, but I tend to be safe so long as I'm not traversing the streets of the city. And with that information, hopefully you are able to at least make a decision on where you'd like to place your camp. Now I'll explain the menu that you just dove headfirst into. You'll see 3 options when you first open this section: materials on the top, production in the middle, and goods on the bottom. Materials are where you donate your animals for Crips to work on. Simply enter the menu and select any animals you wish to donate to your camp. Next, you should see a box labeled production. Production can be called supplies and will be for the rest of this video. Supplies are what Crips uses to create sellable animal parts. these supplies will eventually run out, which will halt the manufacturing of animal goods until it is resupplied. By approaching the table and entering the same menu, you can see that the second box should read Production Halted. You can pay a $20 fee to automatically order supplies, which will take a few minutes to arrive, or start a resupply mission. The auto order supplies is essentially worthless. Manually resupplying doesn't sound fun, but these missions take around 5 to 10 minutes maximum and are so easy that it doesn't always require gunfire. Furthermore, these missions grant you not only 300 Trader XP, which is nearly a quarter of a rank, they also have the ability to add either 5 or 20 raw materials to your bar at no extra cost, depending on whether you retrieve a bag of supplies, which can be stored on your horse, or a wagon of some sort, such as oil or tanning fluid, which you will drive back to your camp. Bringing in a bag to your camp will bring you an extra 5 materials, and any sort of wagon will give you an extra 20 materials to your camp. These missions will not be needed too often, only after about 50 minutes of Cripps' production. He produces one stock every 2 minutes, meaning for a full stock of 100 goods, approximately 4 resupply missions will be needed. This also means that when holding the maximum 100 materials, Cripps will fill up half a bar of stock, which will completely deplete your material bar, which will also cease production if it gets empty, every 100 minutes. This means if you restock your material bar back to 100% again, it'll take approximately 3.3 hours or 3 hours and 20 minutes to create a full goods bar. Wrapping up the supplies tab, restock manually, always. Now finally the money part, where you'll actually be making your profits in the trader role. Goods and stock are synonymous here, so don't get confused about the meanings of the two words, they're the same. There are two types of deliveries, local and distant. Distant buyers pay more, but take significantly longer, as well as displaying your location to rival traders on the map, meaning other players can see where you and your goods are at all times. Unless playing with a large, experienced posse, these longer sell missions are not even worth it. Even the maximum extra you can get is $125, but if your cargo is destroyed by another player, you lose it, essentially wasting the previous 3.5 hours you've spent. Short deliveries are the way to go here almost always. You'll also notice a few other words on this page. Total goods value. Total goods value is the price you would get if you sold all of your currently owned stock. Wagon size, as you could assume, is the size of your wagon that you've got unlocked, but what not everybody knows is there are 3 types of wagons you can have. Small, which you already start with, sells 25 units maximum, medium, which sells 50, and a large sells one full 100. Wagon capacity displays what I just stated. Delivery amount. Delivery amount states how many goods you'll be delivering should you start a sell mission right now. The only words you need to worry about on this page is the larger number at the bottom that shows what the price of the sell mission will be right now. A word of advice, don't do a sell mission until your goods are full for your current wagon size, which would be a small wagon, sell no less than 25 goods, medium 50, and large 100, which is a full bar. The reasoning for this is that selling in bulk is much more pricey, which is good since you're the seller. Selling 25 good only nets you $60. 4 times that would be 100 goods for only $240. However, the more goods you sell, the higher the price per unit is. This means selling 100 goods at the same time will net you $500 cash. That's right, $500. The 3.3 hours seems a little less haunting and a little more worthwhile now, huh? Okay, we've covered how to actually trade, but how do we do that more efficiently? It would be beneficial to know what animals you need to hunt. So, there are 5 groups of animals in Red Dead Redemption. Tiny, small, medium, large, and extra large. Tiny animals can fit in your pocket. These are certain types of small birds and chipmunks. Small animals are snakes, larger birds, rabbits, chickens, and the like. Small animals can be stored on the side of your horse, 1 on each side. Medium animals consist of foxes and similar sized animals which can be stored on the back of your horse. Large animals such as deer and wolves can also be stored on the back of your horse. These animals go for the highest material count, and such you'll be wanting to hunt large animals if possible. Extra large animals such as alligators and bison can't fit on your horse. You must skin them and place their pelts on the back of the horse, similar to a medium or large animal carcass. Keep in mind only one thing can be stored on the back of your horse at any given time. Extra large animals should be somewhat avoided unless you are noticing that large animals are hard to come across. To create a mini tier list of animals you should look for, always hunt large animals. Medium animals and large animals if you can't find the large animals. You'll only be able to store one of these three on your horse, so try to find a large animal if possible. Small and tiny animals are next. Small animals can sell for a decent bit, especially when you have 2 per hunting session. However, they don't rack up nearly as many materials as the larger animals. Tiny animals you can hold in your satchel. They don't provide many materials, but you can hold many of them in your satchel, leaving more room on your horse. A couple of tips. Let's say, for example, you're being attacked by a pack of wolves. If you've been paying attention, you would note that you can only store one wolf on your horse. However, nothing is stopping you from skinning and placing their pelts on your horse, because pelts and carcasses do not take up the same storage, although they look that way. Be careful with this, because walking on a carcass can sometimes ruin the quality of it, but you can have your horse obstruct or stand on any part of the animal you plan to skin. This will speed up the skinning process dramatically. This is more useful on animals like wolves as opposed to deer, because the deer animation isn't super long, but the wolf animation actually has a mini cutscene, which can take a long time when you're trying to skin up to 5 wolves. The animals I would suggest you hunt vary on your camp location. Almost everywhere except for Bayou Noir, where you will hunt alligators, deer are your best bet. Bucks to be specific, but deer and pronghorn deer will work just fine. These 3 are among the most common animals to find in the game and can net you in the range of 6 to 12 goods per animal if you obtain good qualities. A 3-star buck will give you 10 units of materials, or 12.5 if you are rank 11 or more. That's 10 to 12.5% of the material bar off of one animal. But how do you kill these animals? Aiming at and clicking the View Info button will show you a quick overlay of the animal, including what weapon should be used to kill it. If you're hunting small animals, use a varmint rifle. If you're hunting large or extra large animals, I prefer the bolt action rifle, but any rifle will do so long as it is not a repeater. This includes, but is not limited to, the bolt action rifle, Carsano rifle, and the Springfield rifle. I hunt with a varmint rifle and bolt action. Anything smaller than the varmint rifle I feel is not worth my time, and anything in between varmint and bolt action, which would be medium animal territory like foxes or coyotes, which you would use a repeater to kill for a good quality, is useless because it takes up that space on my horse that can be filled with a large or extra large animal. Varmint rifle kills, aim and shoot. However, with the bolt action, aim for headshots as to not damage pelt quality and to ensure a clean kill. Using too weak or too powerful of a weapon will hurt the quality of the animal. You can't kill a bison in one shot with a varmint rifle, and it's not necessary to take out a chipmunk with the most powerful bolt action rifle in the game. Also, obvious, but don't ever hunt with explosive rounds. Ever. Some more quick tips you might know. One is very unknown. I've noticed that a lot of people don't realize that special ammo such as express, high velocity, or split point ammo does not provide the extra 5 XP bonus for animal kills like it does for human enemies. The tip you may already know is how you can lasso a dead animal behind your horse. Only large animals, I believe this only works on large animals such as deer. You can lasso while you're on your horse and actually drag the carcass behind you, and it won't damage the pelt. This way you can turn in more than one animal carcass at once. While I was editing this video, I realized that there's actually a perfect opportunity where a, a rival trader is doing a distant delivery, so I'm able to see his location on the map as I explained to you guys earlier, so you should be seeing that in the background right now. Um, yeah, if you do distant deliveries, this is what every player that owns the trader business on the map will see. They'll see your dot and they'll see you travel the whole way. So just beware of that. So I'll quickly head over all of the rank progression rewards you can get, but most of them are not worthwhile, so I'll just go over the ones that are to save some time for the video. The only things of value here are the satchel upgrades and the efficiency skill page. Your camp can be raided, but it is so uncommon that I've literally never had my own camp raided before. And I don't mean that in any sort of bragging way, I'm just simply stating that it's so uncommon to happen, I wouldn't ever worry about it. In the very, very off chance that your camp does get raided, goods are safe. Only materials and supplies get stolen. But don't worry about raids. In the role rewards, the things I recommend buying are the medium and large wagons, which I explained earlier, maybe the stew pot, which provides core benefits for your character, the weapon locker, which just helps clean up your inventory by removing weapons you don't need, and the hunting wagon. The hunting wagon stores 5 large animal carcasses and some other small animals as well as pelts. It can be called from the interaction menu as seen in the video. Tip for the wagon: its contents will actually save. If you have 3 deer in the wagon, then you decide to blow it up and then log off. The 3 deer will be in your wagon the next time you log on and call your wagon. This makes hunting much more efficient. You cannot have your wagon and horse at the same time though. One must be stabled. And that, my fellow traders in the making, concludes today's video. Be sure to comment any questions or statements you may have, and I or another member of our community will answer to the best of our knowledge. I appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope I have taught you a thing or two along the way. Have a great day, everybody, and happy hunting.